Good evening and welcome back to TC's Model Works. I had a little question on the previous video about the engine setup in my Mark II Escort. So I'm going to have a little bit of a look through it, a run through it. I apologise I didn't catch your name. I will reply to you and let you know that it's there and that I've done this little video. It's only going to be a short one because there's not really a lot to talk about with regards to the engine setup that's in the car. It's literally straight out of a Focus st170. The engine itself, the block, the head, all completely as it was from the factory. What we have done is flipped the inlet manifold upside down. It's still running, I think it's called an IVAC system, might be wrong, but it's for the variable inlet setup in there. That is being replaced because I do not like having the big huge hole in the bonnet and the silly vent that just literally does nothing. It's purely to make it look aesthetically pleasing for the fact that it needs a big bulge in the bonnet. We have got a DA AutoWorks alternator belt relocation pulley setup. Got a bit crusty now. I'm going to give that a fresh lick of paint before it goes back in. I don't even know if the guy still does them. I did look for him a little while back because a mate was asking for one. With this setup, the alternator is still the original st170 alternator, still the original water pump, and goes exactly the same direction as it would in the Focus. We made a custom inlet manifold air intake, which is just literally a big old bit of pipe with a MAF and a cone filter on it. Then we have Neil Dunn produced water rail, which is this one here. Oh, and apparently that's it's not anything drastic in there, it's just dried up coolant, it's gone gloopy. So we've got the water rail, which holds the thermostat on the back of the head. I think Retro Ford do one now where the thermostat's accessible on the side. They relocate the thermostat, which is quite a cool idea. Definitely on the to get list. I've got Neil Dunn engine mounts this side and the opposite side, obviously. I can't fault them. They do really well. They've been absolutely spot on the whole time I've had them, along with the Neil Dunn sump, which is down in there. And then we've got some custom water pipes that was just stuff that we found and made work. I think there's Nissan pipes, Toyota pipes, possibly even a Renault pipe in here somewhere, that all just made it work. We added in an expansion tank because we believe we needed one. I don't know if we still don't know if we do. So that's out of a Polo 6N2, if I remember rightly, straight out the scrapyard. And then a modified dipstick it's still the factory dipstick tube, but a modified dipstick because the sump's got a lower, shorter internal side of it. I think that is pretty much it. Oh, we got an Ashley exhaust manifold, which is heat wrapped, and we've got a separate breather catch can. It is normally mounted, as you can see. I've taken that off already. And then with this car we used, I was here but I didn't make it. The wiring loom for this car is pretty much a homemade version of the Ford system. So with this we can still run the vehicle immobilizer from Ford, the OBD port. So if we have a look down here, we have a Mark II Escort with an OBD port. So we can still plug it in and work out what's not working, what is working. The loom is going to get fully redone and made nice and pretty, tidy. But yeah, that's pretty much the engine setup in it. It's still running the standard Type 9 gearbox. Oh, it has got a light and balanced flywheel that's re-drilled for a Pinto clutch. So that literally just bolts in. slight modification to the cross member, and as I mentioned on the last one, slight modification to the bulkhead where it bashed into it when it went in. As far as I'm aware, that's it. There's not really a lot else to report on the engine. It is pretty much as it left Ford in most senses, other than a few bolt-on accessories, just to make it fit in the Escort essentially. But yes, this is the full standard Ford inlet setup, injectors, everything else. And believe it or not, we were, from what we can gather, the first ones in the country to have this setup running and working in 2018, I think it was, with the standard inlet and standard injection system, without running an aftermarket ECU of some form. This has still got the standard Ford ECU in it, so yeah, it's pretty much a Focus st170 turned on its side, a couple of bits flipped upside down, and a couple of bolt-ons, like I say. So it's impressive. The immobilizer still works on it, and you know, for that sort of thing in a Mark II Escort, to still have a Ford badge on it is, you know, it's insane. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, when I pull it all out and we tidy it all back up and it goes back in, hopefully I'm going to have a slightly different looking inlet manifold, but it'll still be doing what we're doing, and still work as per Ford, apart from it won't have the variable opening thing on the I don't even know what it's bloody called, to be honest, but it's this one here. It pulls on this, as you can hear, it still rotates in there. And it still works. Noticeable when you're on full chat at 6,000 RPM, 7,000 RPM, whatever it is. It's been a while since I drove this, so yeah. All right. Hopefully that answers your question, and everybody else gets to have a little heads up about what engine's in the little race Escort. And there she is, like, progress. Right. I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.